next one is about chess and foreign languages, which is a way of fulfilling two pedagogical objectives with only one shot, because many foreign languages teachers are asking for more conversation and less grammar. And in order to talk about that, we have the ideal person. Philippe Vukojevic is from Belgium. He's a lecturer at the University of Applied Science, but even more important, in my opinion, he's combining two passions, foreign languages and chess. Philippe, please go ahead. Be very welcome.
Thank you. So, I want to break a lance for using chess as a tool for pedagogical tool for foreign language acquisition. If you ask people, what do you need to study a language, to acquire a language, you will probably have two answers. You need knowledge. You need knowledge of vocabulary, you need knowledge of grammar rules, you need everything that can go to the next step, and that is skills, productive skills, receptive skills. But I hear a lot of teachers, language teachers, complaining. They are frustrated because students don't want to study vocabulary, because they don't understand grammar rules, and because language acquisition is a time-consuming activity. They don't have enough time to explain everything and to have enough time to practice languages. It is quite bizarre that what your mother tongue is concerned, you don't have those complaints. Hungarian is a very, very difficult language. And I never heard one Hungarian child complaining about the difficulties of his language. Same is true for Japanese kids. How come? Well, we have to imitate the conditions to facilitate language acquisition, be it mother tongue or foreign language. The first one is motivation. As a baby, you are motivated to learn this language. There are two kinds of motivation. There is an emotional motivation. You are in a very secure environment with your parents, and therefore you want to be part of it. It's a lovely atmosphere, and you, as a child, you believe that you have to produce sounds to be part of this lovely environment. There is also a rational motivation. If you have bad luck and your father has an olfactory system problem, he won't smell when you do poo-poo. And then he will walk with you minutes and minutes, maybe just until your poo-poo is dropping out of your diaper, before understanding what the problem is, why you are crying. So when you use the word poo-poo, suddenly your father will understand. So there is a rational motivation to learn your mother tongue. A second condition to have modern language acquisition is interaction. As a child, it's quite clear. You have you hear your language hours and hours. Let's say 14, 15 hours a day. So this interaction is very important in your language acquisition. And of course, if you're motivated, you don't bother. If something is funny, you spend hours and hours to do it. A third condition is that the interaction is always adapted to the level of the coachee, of the baby, and so on. You won't show Peppa Pig, for example, to 10-year-olds in class, because that's not motivational for the kids. But you will show Peppa Pig to 3-year-olds. it's something they'll want to see. And if they can, they would press the repeat button to see it over and over again, always seeing the same Peppa Pig. And of course, the interaction with Peppa Pig is very simple. A child will very fast, quickly understand what it means when the mama of Peppa Pig says, "Don't jump in muddy puddles," because he will have some visuals. The same is true for elderly people wanting to learn another language. You have to be motivated. You have to be motivated, and that can be an emotional motivation. I myself studied German because I fell in love with an Austrian girl. You can always consider stepping into your hobby to learn a language. So motivation is key. Not only emotional motivation, rational motivation as well. You can learn a language because it can result in a raise, a salary raise. It can be interesting. You can learn a language because you can sell more products on an international market than just in your own village. Your interaction will increase if you go to the country where they speak the language. And so you will learn the language far quicker than you would if you stay at home. And the interaction has to be adapted to your level, of course. If someone comes to my country and asks the way in some words of Dutch, and I say, "Oh, het is gemakkelijk. U neemt de eerste weg naar rechts en dan aan de verkeerslichten gaat u de tweede naar links en dan komt u meteen waar u moet zijn." The person who is not a Dutch-speaking person won't understand. So I will need visuals. And suddenly, Dutch can become a very, very easy language. If I say, "Oh, de eerste straat naar rechts, ja, en aan de verkeerslichten, de tweede naar links," then suddenly you will understand Dutch. Because the language I use is adapted to your level. Okay, what does it mean for chess? I can use a phrase that is quite famous nowadays. Chess speaks for itself. Children like to play. They are really motivated to play. And so you will create that motivational aspect. Rational motivation because they want to know what you are saying when using a foreign language. They want to know the instructions they have to follow to play the game. There is also an emotional motivation that will be important later, at a later age. Because if you teach, for example, chess to French-speaking children, that's what I do, in Dutch, they will associate Dutch with something funny. And so you will create some affinity with the language, which is, of course, important at a later stage. Of course, you will have a lot of interactions between teachers and children, not during the foreign language course, but during another course. And we all know the benefits of chess, but we can add the lingual benefit of it when using a foreign language. The third very important aspect is also respected, because we can use didactics, a lot of visuals, a lot of repetition to go through the chess rules. I know that a lot of teachers who are not foreign language teachers are afraid of using a foreign language because they say, I don't master it, I don't know the grammar rules, I have not enough vocabulary to do so. But that's not a problem, because when you teach geography or history, you do it in your mother tongue, and you will add a lot of interaction for the children. You can do the same with chess, using another language, by repetition, by visual, as I said. And if you are really afraid of using that foreign language that you don't master yourself, you can, for example, use a puppet. And the puppet will speak the foreign language, and you will be the bridge. You will be the bridge between the puppet who speaks the other language, with mistakes, but that's not you. It's the puppet who makes the mistakes, and the children who don't understand the puppet, but will have a lot of affinity for the puppet and the language he speaks. Therefore, I can only break a lance for every teacher, not only the foreign language teachers, but all teachers, to try to teach chess in a foreign language. It has a name. The child has a name. It's content, language integrated learning, or CLIL. So I can only ask and encourage you to do so. Thank you for your attention.